Great, amazing. We are finally here, and we've been uh, making sure that we come with audio, but also with video. So great. Thanks for waiting for us, and it's amazing that we are going to continue a beautiful session today. Uh, you had shared that the previous slides we were missing on some point. We are just mentioning on some of the key norms that will support our our discussion today. So be fully present, share your insights. Learning does not happen without you. Apply the learning in your context, your idea, um, and of course your context. Assume good intentions and be open to learning. Seek progress, not perfection. Some of these really support us to better learn, but also to apply some of the learnings that we gather. We just want to take 60 seconds to briefly think about Africa. The challenge, I mean, our world today, not Africa, our world today. What are some of the top challenges that are facing our world today? What are the opportunities? What is the beauty that we see in the world? And what world do we want to see? So we can use the chat to share our insights. What are the challenges? What are the main challenges that we see? And I know this also depends on different regions and where we come from, but also most of the challenges that are facing us, some of them are similar. So please feel free. In the next 60 seconds, feel free to share in the chat some of the main challenges, the opportunities, the beauty, and the world that we want to see. 60 seconds for you. I will briefly unmute as we share in the chat, and then we'll see what comes next. Thank you so much. Well, and also if someone would like to share and they are free, thank you, Noah, for sharing. But if someone would like to unmute and share, that is also totally okay. Yes. All right. We got one reply, and we can go with this. War and genocide. There are a lot of challenges that are facing our globe today. We have, yes, class disparity. Thank you, Felipe, for sharing. We have hunger. We have, climatic change. We have, wars, like Noah mentioned, and to mention but a few, poverty, and others. But also those are some of the those are challenges that as well bring opportunities, because uh, in social entrepreneurs in social entrepreneurship we mainly look at challenges, but we look at them in the spect of opportunities. It's the challenges that we solve that bring about, of course, that support the opportunity system that is available. But also, our world has other beautiful things. I usually want to remind us that despite the many challenges that we face in the world, there are also beautiful things. For example, yeah, in some areas, the beautiful weather, the trees, the people, and many other things that are beautiful. The oceans, the seas, the lakes that we can as well enjoy in the world that we live in. Of course, every time we mention which world we want to see, as a forcibly displaced people for the last 16 years, I always say we would like to see a world that is free from war, where everyone is equitably engages in activities that they would wish to engage in, where there is zero hunger. And here I relate a lot with the Sustainable Development Goals. So, indeed, thank you for sharing that. Now, let us dive deep into the topic, the main topic as to why we are even discussing all this. It's a topic of social entrepreneurship, and of course, social entrepreneurship. Now, the question that we have in front of us is, what is social entrepreneurship? And social entrepreneurship, we define it as uh, the creation and the extraction of economic value. But also, we define it as the process. The process of setting up a business is known as entrepreneurship. Now, I know most of us are joining this session today because, in one or the other, you would like to create an innovation, or you have created one and you'd like to grow it, or you would like to support someone that has created an entrepreneurial venture. And so, with entrepreneurship, we are looking at mainly the creation and the extraction of economic value. Uh, but from the perspective and the work that we do, we encourage mainly what we call social entrepreneurship. And with social entrepreneurship, we are mainly looking at uh, a new way, a new way of innovation, a new way of creating an innovative business venture that creates or influences change. And note that social entrepreneurs are not driven by profit, but they are rather driven by helping the world around them. Now, we are going to take some examples. Uh, Now, why is social impact? Because when we are discussing about social entrepreneurship, we are as well discussing about social impact. We have seen that for us to be able to create a social innovation or a social impact, then we need to put at the core of the work that we are doing social impact. And so, why is social impact at the core of social entrepreneurship? Number one, the creation of social impact is inherently linked with social enterprises' mission, which prioritizes social welfare over financial gain. Secondly, the main goal for social enterprise is therefore to make an impact by achieving a social mission, which is the foundational of its existence. Now, for us, or for me as a social entrepreneur, or as a person who has been able to as a social entrepreneur who has been working with young people for the last 6 years, we've created a model, and I'm sharing this model just to as well give us an insight of how, as social entrepreneurs, we can begin with something small and slowly but surely impact many lives. So, I will share briefly my story. In 2008, I left my country and became a refugee in Uganda. But uh, I did not allow the adversities and the challenges that I faced define who I am. So in 2018, I co-founded an organization, a youth-led and refugee-led organization that, like I mentioned in the beginning, that empowers young people to become change makers through the creation of employment opportunities, but also enterprises for themselves. But how do we do this? How do we ensure that our model works? One, we begin with a first stage that we call U-Reform. And at U-Reform, we not only train young people in business, but we support them to grow personally. We support them to grow skills in leadership, self-leadership, comfort zone expansion, and communication. And when we are speaking about communication, here we mention about feedback giving, nonviolent communication, and many more. Because we realize before we can empower young people to become change makers, it is important that we work on their personal development. And then after the uniform stage, we move into the incubation period where we support young people to ideate, to develop teams, to see challenges in the community and come up with solutions that solves those challenges. But also we support them in business prototype where the challenges that they have seen in the community and the solutions they have defined can be put into action. So, but also we support them into the U Accelerate, where we mainly we provide executive trainings, linkages, mentoring, and funding. Now, all this is rounded on supporting young people and creating a change makers network, the entrepreneurial ecosystem that has got also all benefits from the value chain opportunities. Now, over the last 6 years, we've provided scholarships to over 530 young people, incubated over 250 innovations that are solving challenges in climatic change, in food, women empowerment, and many more. So you can see it is the little work that we began as young people who simply refuse to fail, who simply refuse to be defined by the circumstances that we cannot control. And now the impact that we are scaling is touching many lives, and it is improving communities, it is improving young people's lives. So this is at the basis of social entrepreneurship. Now, one of the entrepreneurs and the inspiring stories that I always share is one of my colleagues here, Pasia Baraka. Pasia Baraka gained the scholarship at Unleashed and began an entrepreneurial journey in 2018 with us. And then he started his project Botanica, which produces a mosquito repellent jelly to fight against the surge of malaria in Uganda and in refugee settlements. Pasia has done enormous work because this project that began from the refugee settlement is actually giving job opportunities to over 9 young people who previously did not have jobs. He has been able to win an award actually, I see here we wrote 5,400, but it is beyond 20,000 USD. He has supported and given free subsidized mosquito repellent jelly to over 1,000 young mothers who are unable to provide for their families. And he's contributing to the reduction of malaria in Uganda. Now, this is more of the how happened. Realize that there is a challenge in the community and they can become a solution to that challenge. Now, to make an entrepreneurial venture successful and relevant, we cannot do that without innovation. And innovation is a product or a service or business model or a strategy that is both novel and useful. Like I mentioned with our model, it's a model that enables young people to actually begin from the grassroots until when they can be able to create change that is sustainable. But also from the example I shared of Pasia Baraka, who is producing a mosquito repellent jelly using organic elements that are found in the community to solve challenges that are facing young mothers, young children within the different settlements in Uganda. And innovation does not have to be a major breakthrough in technology or in business model. They can be as a simple upgrade to the company's customers' service or features added to the existing product. Now, I always mention this. Entrepreneurship without innovation is stagnant because in a field where challenges change their faces, where challenges change their states, as social entrepreneurs or as entrepreneurs, we need to innovate, to change the new ways of doing things. I always love one quote that I read in one of the books of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He mentioned that if we do not innovate, the challenges that we are facing today are not the challenges that we will be facing in the next 10 years. Challenges will change, and those who change, those who innovate are the ones that will be able to keep track into the market and the changing world. There are different types of innovations. One of the types of innovations is sustaining innovation, and sustaining innovation enhances an organization's process and technology to improve its product line of an existing customer base. It is typically pursued by incubate businesses that want to stay at top of their market. And then secondly, it's disruptive innovation. Disruptive innovation occurs when small companies challenge large businesses. And they are quite different. And the main or the key differences of these two innovations is that with sustaining innovation, the problem is well understood. And disruptive innovation, the problem is not well understood because you are joining the new market. Secondly, there is an existing market with sustaining innovation. But with disruptive innovation, you are tapping into the new market. With sustaining innovation, innovation improves the performance, lowers the cost, and there is incremental change. But with disruptive innovation, the innovation is dramatic and game changing. In sustaining innovation, a customer is believable. With disruptive innovation, customers doesn't know predictable, which is different from the disruptive innovation. In addition, its traditional business methods are sufficient. In disruptive innovations, traditional business methods are fail. And examples of this are Samsung and, of course, Amazon. Now, this is one of the pictures I saw in 2019 and actually changed the perspective into which I saw entrepreneurship. Because usually, when we are starting an entrepreneurial venture, we expect the road to be smooth. We expect our way to be straightforward towards success. But I can tell you from experience that the entrepreneurial journey comes with a lot of ups and downs, but all those lead to major breakthroughs, to major milestones. So as you start your business ventures, as you continue with your business ventures, it is very important to know that the challenges will come. You will find the solutions to those challenges, and you will as well be able to learn from the journey, and you will enjoy it. Um, Now, I will end my session with a quote. Effective people are not problem minded, they are opportunity minded. They feed opportunities and starve problems. Thank you very much. Well, in case there is any question or there is anything that you would like us to clarify, please let us know and then we'll be glad to bring it up. But thank you for listening in, for tuning in, and for apologies for the technical issues that we faced. Um, I hope we were able to learn something that we can apply in our businesses or that we can support the entrepreneurs that are growing. We appreciate a lot, and many thanks uh, to everyone.